Hey everyone. So Wednesday the 13th. Very interesting day. It was kind of a low liquidity, low volume trading day today, despite the fact that today was the day the CPI numbers came out. The CPI numbers came out at 8:30 market time. Came out a little bit overcooked. The estimates were at 8.8%. They actually came out at 9.1%, so a little bit higher than was anticipated. Of course, the market reacted accordingly, sold off, massive sell-off on that kind of news. And then for the next couple of hours, the market tried to rally and recover. Got green on the day and then sold off, hit a bit of a double top and then sold off into the close. So as I'm recording this now, the S&P 500, for example, is down 0.7%. The Nasdaq's down 0.4%. The Dow Jones as a whole is down 0.86%. So the markets are down. It's a red day for the markets. It could be considered a green day. You can say it's up higher than where it opened, but it originally gapped down. So despite the CPI results, though, the volatility didn't really come into the market today. There wasn't a lot of stocks to trade, so we traded two stocks. We traded VERU. We traded it to the long side to start off with, and then when that didn't go our way, we traded it to the short side, and that did go our way. So happy to get on that. And we also traded. There was one other stock that we traded, which was QRTEB Retail, but it was QRTEB Retail B as opposed to the QRTEB Retail has two types of stocks available. It says Class A and Class B, and the most strange about this one is the Class B shares were rocketing. There was no specific news. It just seemed like it was some kind of squeeze play. But meanwhile, the Class A shares were selling off. So same company, two different class of shares going in opposite directions. The market can be completely irrational at times. So unfortunately, we don't question the rationality of the market. The market can stay irrational a lot longer than we can stay solvent. So we don't question the rationality of the market. We just trade the price action. We don't try to predict the price action, and we don't question the logic around the price action. We just trade it. Trade the momentum, get in, get out, make our gains, make our profits. That's what we do as day traders. So, what did we do today? Well, let's have a quick look. We didn't trade anything pre-market. So we did trade VERU. So VERU, right out of the blocks, at the bell, VERU started to move up. We didn't get in. We were looking. It was quite a good move up, quite a straight move up. No safe entries. We were just chasing momentum, trying to get in there. Then we got this pullback. That's where we got in on the next candle to make a new high. We entered here and we rolled this up on this candle here for the test of 1640. Now, why 1640? So historically, 1640 has been a very significant level for VERU as a resistance level. So that's when we got out. We exited our entire position on the way back down on this candle. We made a little bit of profit. It did try and, 1640 again. I thought, okay, I'm not going to get in unless we break 1640. In fact, I was looking for 1650 with a view to sustaining above 1650 and then moving on. So it did break above 1640. It actually broke above 1650 just slightly on this candle here, 1657. And then pull back. So we didn't get the sustain, but it did continue to move up. So we finally did break above 1650. We got a move up. It went up to 1671 on this candle, pulled back to 1650 as a support, and then it moved up again. We got 1675 before pulling back to 1640 as a support. Now, 1640 was the previous resistance. So for that to be seen as support, I felt, okay, we've had the $0.50 as support. We've pulled back to the previous resistance. Resistance support tends to be interchangeable. So if we break new highs, it's going to be a relatively safe, accuracy speaking, a relatively safe breakout that we're going to look at. So we're looking at kind of a flag setup here. The pullback, as we made new highs, that's when we entered, and we got faked out, and it went against us. So as it broke 1640, we got out. We were $850 down at this stage. There was not a lot else moving. We thought, okay, we'll go to the short side. So as it broke $16, we went short, and we rode it down, and we came back up, but then sort of started to sell off. So we took some profits here. We got in there. As this moved back up, we exited for a loss. So we're slightly down at this stage. We're 850 down to the long side. We're slightly down on the short side. It's about $100 or whatever it was to the short side. So what we made here, we gave back here. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to take the dog for a walk. What I'll do is I'll set myself a short position. It is looking weak. I'll set myself a short position. I'll set my stop in place at $16 and take the dog for a walk, see what happens when I come back. So when we're looking for the next candle to make a new low, so the opposite of if you're looking for a bull flag, we're looking at a bear flag. So next candle to make a new low at this stage was here, and that's when we got in. So it was at 1586, set our stop at $16 and went for a walk, and it moved all the way down to $15. It bounced at $15. No, I was already back, so I came back, and it was around $15.50. So we'd already made quite a bit of money at this stage. I just thought I'd hold it, and as it started to move down again, we got this support level here at $15.30. As it broke $15.25, I thought, okay, it might move back up, and I'm getting this support line at $15.25. The $0.25 level. So as it broke that, I moved the stop to $15.25, and it moved all the way down to $15. It did come back up, and we got stopped out at $15.25. So not such a bad trade in terms of where we finished. It really was profitable in the long stretch, but the fact that it didn't actually really do much, $3,000 to the good with VERU going short. Yes, we actually lost a little bit. Unfortunately, we ended up with 975 down instead of at 850, and that was on the long side. But we made over $3,000 on the short side. We did trade another stock, which I mentioned earlier, and this was very strange movements on this one. So if you look at its initial move up into a halt, move up into a halt, another move up into a halt, and every time it halted, it halted up, it gapped up. So as it pulled back from this one, it then pulled all the way back from that. Cancel that. Pulled all the way back from the highs here at 677 to 563. So over a whole dollar pullback before moving up quickly into another halt, and it resumed higher again. So it did make a little bit of a pullback before then moving up again, and then as it moved down into another halt. Very strange movement. So I was watching this, and I couldn't find an entry. It did pull back. I was looking for a kind of a re-break to the VWAP, and then as it started consolidating here, we entered for this breakout here, and we managed to get a little bit there. We gave back some of it, and when it started to pull back, it went into a halt down. And then again, very volatile. We got this M shape, double bottom, if you will, M shape. and then we moved up, and I got a little bit more on this move up here. So not a lot else moving today, and the fact that I was out walking the dog. I decided I was actually invited to a friend's for a barbecue, so no live stream for Power Hour, and an easy day's trading. Compare that to yesterday, where we traded nine different tickers. We worked really hard to get green, didn't manage it. Today was relatively easy. We just set the trade, put the stop in place, walked out, came back later, and we were in profit. Moved the stop down and waited for it to move back up and stop me out. That really was the sum of the VERU trade today. So all in all, 2,800 green on the day. Not a bad day's trading. Just a little bit lower than what my daily goal is, but we're still early. It's only the 13th of July. We've still got time to average that out in the latter stages of the month. CPI data, if we go back to the SPY here, so the CPI data came out. You can see where it had a little bit of a rally just in anticipation of the data release. I'll zoom in here so we can actually see it a little bit better. So in anticipation of the data being released, we had a little bit of a rally and then a flush. So this was the sell-off for the release of the CPI data. But as you can see, once it reached that kind of 374, 375 level, it then just started steady gains. As we got into the open, steady climbs. We moved into a kind of a rangy sideways until about an hour into the market, and then it started to climb into up towards going green on the day. Got rejected at the green line before coming back towards the VWAP and then making another attempt back up onto the green line. So this was the market movements today. Did get green, came back down again, went slightly green again, back down to the VWAP. So very sideways, very rangy. At one stage, it was looking like, well, such bad news from an inflation point of view. It's not made any difference at all, but then it sold off into the close. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue selling off tomorrow, the wider markets. So all the markets are down today, but they're not down huge amounts considering the CPI data that came out and considering where we were after the initial sell-off. So there was a bit of a rally, a bit of a regroup, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do sell off for the rest of the week, and we find that we've got 2 red days for the rest of the week. All in my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't come after me. Okay. So where does that leave us? Well, let's pull up the stats from TraderView, not to be confused with TradingView. Let's pull up the stats with TraderView. So here are the stats that I use. So TraderView is the trading journal that I use to log all my stats and do my analysis. You can see prior to today, and of course we've got another 2,800 to add on to this. But prior to today, we had 22,000 in July. So adding on another 2,500, it takes us to approximately, excuse me, approximately 24,500 in terms of profit. That's gross profit before transaction fees and commissions, etc. And the average daily gain at the moment is 3,600. Now, if I actually take this and look at what my average is for the year, you can see that my average for the year is 4,400. So we're a little bit behind in July, but we're only, we're a week and a half in. So we've still got 2.5 weeks left in July to make up the deficit. So we can still do that. What I do like in July is, I'll go back to 7. As you can see here, my average accuracy is about 2 to 1, so 67 to 32. But if I go back to July, what my accuracy in July is, it's a 4-to-1, so 80% to 20%, so 80-20. So it's a 4-to-1 accuracy. If I can maintain the accuracy, but just have better risk management and maintain my higher winners rather than higher losers. As you can see at the moment, my largest gain is a little over 16,000 so far in July, where my biggest trade loss is 24,000. So my average trade gain is just under $1,000. So I need to increase that. Need to get this average daily, average daily winners. Get that up from 3,600 back up towards the kind of 4,500, 5,000 level. If we're going to get that magic 7-figure number on the year, that's the trick, is we want to get to that magic 7-figure number on the year. Profit factor a little bit lower than where I want it to be, 1.47. I want it to be about 1.7, possibly 2 or above, and that would be a lot better. So if I look at the win-loss expectation, you can see that we had a little bit of a drawdown from yesterday's. So from the highs of 24, which is where we're back to now. We had a little bit of a drawdown yesterday, and we're getting a bit of a bit of a wonky P&L graph at the moment. But you can see here 68,000 on the gains, 46,000 on the losses. So that's a 4-to-3 in terms of ratios. Not ideal. We need to get back 2-to-1 or better is what we're looking for in terms of the win-loss comparison. So this is the stats. Check it if you're not using TraderView. Check it out. You can get there's a freemium plan. You can do, I think it's 100 trades a month for free, and you get all these stats and analysis, which is really good. So what? Where are we now? So we're in a good place. We're profitable on July. That's the main thing. We'd like to finish July in a 6-figure month, and we've got a little way to do that. So if we round it up, let's say we're a week and a bit in. We didn't trade. It was a short week last week, so we're effectively 6 trading days into the month. So it's about a quarter of the month. We've got another 12 trading days left. So no, it's not a quarter. It's a third of the trading month this month. So we're a quarter of the way target after a third of the month. We need to up our game slightly for the coming month. In order for us to up our game, though, we need volatility in the market. We need the volatility to come back. Yesterday, we traded 9 stocks. There was a lot of opportunity to make profits yesterday. A lot of movement in the market. Some good parabolic movers. Monday was the same. There's a lot of opportunity. Some good parabolic movers. Today, not so much. So, will we get more parabolic movers? Will we get more big volatile moves? Let's see for the rest of the week. Can we make up some of that deficit on the goal this week, so that we go into the final 2 weeks of the month with hopefully a good chance of hitting that 6-figure number for the month. So come back tomorrow. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 90 minutes before the open. We trade 90 minutes before the open in the pre-market. We trade an hour of the open from the bell. So come join me. Come join in the chat. Maybe learn a few things about day trading. Smash the like button. It really does help with the algorithm, and subscribe to the channel. If you do want to be notified when I'm going live and when I'm trading live, hit the notification bell as well. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. So 90 minutes before the market, which is 8 o'clock East Coast, 1 p.m. Dublin, UK, or 2 p.m. on the continent. See you there.